First Timers 8-Pack, Books 1 through 8. Rough Sex Erotica, Virgin Erotica, Breeding Erotica. Written by Kimmy Welsh. Read for you by Minka Tomlinson. I'm so tight. First Timers 1. Even though I'd been 18 for months, I'd still never gone all the way with a guy. I was always far too nervous whenever the moment approached. The most I'd done was touch a guy's cock in a dark bedroom at a friend's party. I figured one way of being less nervous about the whole thing was to become more familiar with the idea of it all. So I set about educating myself, if you will. Now, most people would go online to get all the juicy details, but having a strict landlord meant restrictions on the internet, as well as a sweep of our history every week or so. I didn't have the technical nous to cover my tracks, so my options were limited. One thing I was aware of, though, was Jason's DVD porn stash. I'd stumbled across it one time when he was out, and I knew straight away it was something I shouldn't be meddling with. I'd lived with him for a few months, and if there was one thing I knew about him, it was that him and his wife liked their privacy. The house was empty when I'd awoken that day, and thanks to some very naughty dreams, I arose already fully aroused. The dream had felt so real and been so vivid that my pussy was wet in an instant. I couldn't even begin to think about breakfast. My mind, instead, focused solely on that hidden stash. I double-checked the house was empty before sprinting back up the stairs in my pink PJs and heading straight for where I'd last seen his collection. In Jason's bedroom, I pulled the bottom drawer open, hopefully, but instead, all I was met with was socks and underwear. I couldn't believe it. Desperately, I searched the other drawers, flying through them like a burglar as I looked in vain for the elusive smut. I could feel my horniness waning as the minutes dragged on. I flung open the wardrobe and rifled through, now on my hands and knees as I rummaged until I felt the spines of several stacked, rectangular objects. I flung his wife's dresses aside, and there they were, stacked in piles of 10 or more, all with filthy titles adorning the sides and explicit pictures on their covers. I picked one off the top at random and held it up, smiling. I had found it. Cock Lovers 8, it read. Without hesitation, I turned on his TV and ripped the disc from the case, slotting it home and sitting on the edge of his bed. The title screen started, and before long I was at the menu, deciding which of the 7 scenes I'd most like to see. I hit the first one and sat back, excited. Immediately, I was met with the image of an attractive, bronzed lady sunbathing by the pool in her skimpy bikini. The porn looked a little dated, but sex couldn't have changed that much in 10 years. Could it? Before long, a man entered the frame in only the tiniest of swimming briefs. He helped the woman apply her lotion, rubbing it into her stomach gently and flipping her onto her back. Soon the bulge at his crotch had grown larger, and it was stretching almost over the top of his swimwear. I started to get excited. I turned the sound up a little and relaxed on the bed, touching the crotch of my PJs and getting more comfortable as the idea of toying with myself became an increasingly pleasant notion. I could feel the heat from my sex in an instant, and after only the briefest of touches, I knew I needed to satisfy myself. I threw
Sample complete. Ready to continue?